when today even the Minister of Correctional Services is that of an Afrikaner organization appointed by Cyril Ramaphosa. And now all of a sudden, after they heard that Mkhonto Wesizwe went and visited the family, and that we've also onboarded and signed Mamphosha Mahlangu, they have a knee-jerk reaction of now running there. Our problem started on the 15th of February when Ramaphosa was signed in. Within April, 3 months down the line, his first budget vote, he increased VAT by 1% to 15%. It's unheard of. We'd never known that we'd ever find ourselves with a VAT being 15%. And actually, it was enshrined in our minds that VAT will continue.
Mashiane Politicallyincorrect, Ritsweri Somlomo wa MK Party. Ketlelezi Ari is a man who listens. He listens and then he speaks at the end. Nhlamulo
Ndhlela, le guy.
Everything man, bona man, you came to Pirara means Pitori. You came to Flaga ke Mamelodi to come and honor Kalushi. And in true Msholozi style, you did not come here out of the ordinary. You planned this, you did visits, you consulted the family. This was an effort that it feels like it's a Mahlangu effort because they gave you the blessings to do this. I'm just going to give you the mic so I don't interview you, so you could just unpack the day for us and how important it was for MK. Thanks.
No, thanks for that. I think, firstly, thank you for the opportunity and thank you for covering our event. And we are proponents of media platforms such as yourself that are going to be led by black professionals such as yourself in this space. So for that, we appreciate you. So the history of Commander Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu is one that reverberates throughout all leaders, true leaders, if you to reflect on Mkhonto Wesizwe, and one that stands out as an icon in the struggle for the emancipation of a black person. He died at a very young age, at the age of 23, and what was more painful is the way in which he died. He was hung by racist Afrikaners, racist human beings, heartless individuals, who today, by the way, are part of the Cyril Ramaphosa government. Now, if you experience what we experienced this morning by visiting those gallows, it would be very difficult to find yourself forming a government with people who are of having killed struggle-style wars, having killed children, having killed youth for standing for their rights. This is exactly what happened in this case to Commander Kalushi. We have continuously been with his family, supported the family. The former liberation movement, you know who I'm talking about, has totally abandoned the family. They, at one point, immediately after President left office, because there was a program that the President had, you know, where they were receiving groceries. Upon the arrival of this new so-called administration, they stopped that. And then now, all of a sudden, after they heard that Mkhonto Wesizwe went and visited the family, and that we've also onboarded and signed Mamphosha Mahlangu, they have a knee-jerk reaction of now running there to the king, who in this case is the brother to Commander Kalushi, and requesting to now intervene and help with medical aid. So if that is not a true style of opportunistic thugs, there's nothing better to demonstrate or to personify the kind of people that we're dealing with and that are supposed to be leading us. So for me, especially with the day today being so-called Freedom Day, we cannot be talking about freedom when today even the Minister of Correctional Services is that of an Afrikaner organization appointed by Cyril Ramaphosa. So he is presiding over the gallows that took the life of Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu as a leader, as an icon. A leader of that particular party, the Freedom Fund, leading and presiding over correctional services. That can't be right. And then we talk about unity. There is no unity or so-called government of national unity. You can refer to it as a GNU, but it's exactly just an acronym, because it's a coalition of convenience that has been formed and funded by white monopoly capital and business, which forced the hand of the DA to get into bed with the ANC in a form of unity. So they are trying to emulate or mimic what was the government of national unity on the formation of the government of 1996 at the time, when it was formed at the back of a crisis. Governments of national unity were formed at the back of a crisis. Here there was no crisis, and even then, you'll recall Commander Chris Hani believed that when they took a stance to compromise, and including the sunset clause in the Constitution, he realized that this was a sellout position. And for that, his opponents, his enemies hated him, which led to his fate of death. Because he was fearless and he spoke the truth. So, what we are faced with today, 30 years down the line, the person that was the chief negotiator with the Apartheid government, who led the formation of the government of national unity, today wants to come here 30 years down the line, when this government of so-called national unity then never yielded any change in people's lives. And guess who that is? He emerges as a president this time around. Now, if that is a person that does not personify a spy par excellence and a sellout, there's nothing more we can say about him, because he's exactly that. He has sold the soul of the ANC, he has sold the vote and the hope of our people. And that is why the emergence of Umkhonto weSizwe party, when President Zuma realized that this is no longer the ANC that's going to emancipate our people. One that fraternizes with the same people who killed struggle stalwarts, MK soldiers, black people, activists who wanted to see change, and all in the name of wanting to see change and equal rights. So where we are today, we wish to commemorate his life. We need to state that political freedom will not feed our people. We need economic freedom, which is what Umkhonto weSizwe is going to fight for. We'll fight for it within parliament, within the legislatures, as well as on the street, as is the case that was demonstrated with the VAT hike. It was because of Umkhonto weSizwe that this VAT hike never went through. They can say whatever they want. On the 14th of February, when President Zuma resigned, our problem started on the 15th of February when Ramaphosa was signed in. Within April, 3 months down the line, his first budget vote, he increased VAT by 1% to 15%. It's unheard of. We had never known that we'd ever find ourselves with a VAT being 15%. In actual fact, it was enshrined in our minds that VAT will continue to be 14%. But with the emergence of Umkhonto weSizwe in the political landscape, contrary to the noise, the political noise that's been made by these so-called revolutionary parties, that want to now fight for black people, and yet they're using their posture within the GNU to drive an agenda of their own and for people of privilege. We are saying, if Umkhonto weSizwe had not emerged in the 2024 elections, the ANC would have passed the 2% VAT hike. Because remember, it was going to be 2%. Then they wanted to compromise and say no, 1%. Then they came back and said no, 5.5% on an incremental basis. But they couldn't pass that law because Umkhonto weSizwe, by virtue of it emerging, neutralized the powers that ANC had and brought them down to a sub 40% party, which then led them to find themselves wanting votes to support this unprogressive, not pro-poor budget, because they are lazy thinkers and they are not pro-poor. So there's no political party that can go out there today and say, no, they stopped the VAT hike. No, it's only Mkhonto we Sizwe. If they could stop the VAT hike, why didn't they stop it in 2018? From 14 to 15%. Why didn't they go to court then? Why now? They were in parliament. Mkhonto we Sizwe was not in parliament. So people must stop political posturing with people's votes and lives and hopes. Mkhonto we Sizwe is not going to do that. We are the true voice of the people. We are the true will of the people in parliament. And it's actually the will of the people. Forget Mkhonto we Sizwe as a brand for a second. Think about those that voted for Mkhonto we Sizwe. It is those people that stopped the VAT hike, not a political party. It's because we carry the will of the people. Because we're not just a political party. We are a mandate of the people. And that's what we're going to do. Deliver on a mandate that emancipates our people, liberates them from poverty, creates job creation, creates entrepreneurs, and most importantly, turn this country around to ensure that we take full control of the economy and the country overall.
Commander Moneng, ke a leboga. Thank you.
Thank you.